the women's second vice president, because that was also open last year. So there should be clarification on that front. And also the start of the Ghana Premier League season. I've seen artworks already flying about match day 1, and I see a disaster on the artwork, but there hasn't been as much publicity as to whether they're showing or not, and I hope that there's that clarification as well, and what the plan is for the Division 1 League and the MTN FA Cup and all those competitions, while also looking at some other important matters that happens or that goes on in the local football, like the headline sponsorship, because we've not had that since 2023. Very problematic. So the hope is that all of these questions are answered at this Congress, and then we can make progress. But definitely we should expect maybe some announcements regarding, the third term that is coming up. Maybe if Kurt would want to go for the third term, or if he wouldn't want to go for the third term.
He will not go. He will not want to go for third term. The person wants to go for third term. You two are here.
You never know. You never know. I mean, you can cite some reasons for not wanting to go.
Maybe
for the third
Africa becomes open and available.
Maybe like a higher role, or there are several other reasons why you might not go. But hey, if he goes to, I mean, that wouldn't be much of a surprise, would it?
Right. So those are the items, discussions about the GPL's return, FA Cup, and some others in relation. That's what Congress will all be about today. How long is it expected to last? Today and tomorrow, or it's just today?
Just today. Congress usually takes a few hours. The least I have seen personally is like 3 hours, but it can drag to like 5 hours, depending on, they file different motions. It can drag. There can be conversations around it, and then there can be like straight approvals where it can just become as smooth as possible. So it depends on what comes up, and it depends on what the football people do think at that particular point in time. But I do expect that they have been already briefed, so it might be as smooth as possible, and we might have some not as many hours as people would expect.
But John Obi Mikel is a former Chelsea player, is a Nigerian legend. I won the AFCON with them as well. He's making a trip to Ghana with his Obi-Wan podcast. Talk to us about that as well.
Very, very significant. We've not seen Obi Mikel move around or come to Africa with the Obi-Wan podcast, but he's coming to Ghana with that podcast. That podcast is expected to happen on Sunday, but it's strictly by invitation, unfortunately. So not all and sundry are invited to attend. But what's on the bill is he's going to be engaging Andre Ayew. If you've realized, in the last few months, Andre Ayew has become very, very sort of in your face in the media space. I've seen him at multiple events in the last few months, and this is just going to be one of the events that he's going to appear in, and we probably expect him to talk a lot about his journey, about his time at the Black Stars, and his plans for the future.
So Andrea, you will be on that podcast. When is he expected in the country? Or
he's in the country on Friday. Yeah.
But the league starts on Friday as well, the English Premier League.
Yeah, but the podcast itself will be on Sunday.
No.
The league starts on Friday.
I'm just trying to move on from.
The league starts on Friday.
I saw that you guys have been doing some work in terms of a prediction who ends up and all of that. I was seeing that on Monday. And,
what's your prediction?
I was watching you continue to make very unfortunate comments using the distinguished platform to be championing Arsenal propaganda. But it's all fair.
Is your team going to win the Premier League?
I haven't followed them in sincerity.
Okay.
I'm a Chelsea fan. Will be a big, but I haven't followed. In fact, even during pre-season, I think what I caught wind of yesterday was the fact that João Pedro has picked up the 9 jersey and all of that. And I mean, not many people have worn 9 and done fantastic for Chelsea.
True.
And so, yeah, I mean, I saw the conversations around it, and I think 2 or 3 quotes from him saying that it's just superstition and doesn't believe in it, and he'll get to work and deliver the goals. But I haven't paid particular attention to them. What I have is the rumors about whether Enzo stays or not, and those conversations. With how the league will go, I want to see when the games start. Careful optimism, really. In the last few seasons, I've not been a very happy fan. I have to be very honest. But
I think Chelsea gets into the Champions League. I think they'll qualify.
No, I'm not interested in the Champions League. I want that EPL. So
nice one.
It's why I'm not particularly fussed, right, about it. That's why I want to see what Alonso does with the team when it starts. Because it's been 10 years since we last won the league, right? With Antonio Conte. So it's been quite some time back. Yeah. So we need to see something in that regard happen again. Enough of all of that talk about progress being made and building for the future. We've had 5 years, almost 5 years of Todd Bowley and Begdad Egbali. It should translate into domestic silverware on the continental phase. We've done. I mean, we're a club that knows how to win.
Yeah.
Right, and that you can't take away from us. But on the domestic front, we want to see some silverware, and the big one is what I want to see. But I'll continue to be sit on the fence a bit.
I like that you want to see the silverware. Unfortunately, I don't think Chelsea, Manchester United, Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham any of them are ready to challenge Arsenal this season. I think it's going to be a cakewalk this season. Last season was tough, but this season, cakewalk. Maybe the following season we can talk about, Chelsea winning the silverware. That is fine, but this season, absolutely no chance.
I mean, that's fair. I hear Arsenal talking.
Yes.
And not a football analyst talking, but that's fair. Because we're an Arsenal fan.
So
that's fair.
Okay, so let's
because one team that a lot of people have overlooked is Spurs. I think Spurs have done fantastic work in terms of the transfer window.
They have.
And with De Zerbi at the helm of affairs, having gotten pre-season and gotten a fair Spurs are Spurs, right? They always find a very interesting way to piss on their bed and all of that. But if things should, I think Spurs are one to look out for this season. Nobody seems to be paying attention to them, but I think the only thing that cracked me up is their defense and their goalkeeper. That's very suspect, very suspect. Yeah. But other than that, I think they are putting up quite a team.
I mean, I'm putting Arsenal aside totally. I think Chelsea have made a very good decision bringing in Xabi Alonso. I think he's the man for them. I think he's a winner. He did win. He did go through a whole Bundesliga season without tasting a defeat. That's a mark of a winner. But I think he's going to need time, right? I think he's going to need time. He's lost Marco Correa, Enzo Fernandez.
Well, he's got replacements.
Compare Cucurella to the replacements. I don't think they're of the same level. And Enzo Fernandez, who is meant to be the captain, is also unsettled. That's something he has to manage. It's going to be very difficult for him. Manchester City, they've lost Rodri, who had been an institution in midfield, right? I don't think it's going to be easy.
City will struggle. Not because of a Maresca hate, but I just feel losing Rodri and the tinkering sometimes he does as well. Yeah. He will need some time to steady the boat and then he will go on.
Yes.
But that's just a perception thing. He could actually hit the ground running. You know the Community Shield case. Yeah. More often than not, a team that does well in the Community Shield doesn't. So it could well turn around for him, right? But I mean, based on that Community Shield game, it gives a lot of people. It's raised a number of question marks as to whether or not he can hit the ground running and all of that. What I don't want is excuses for managers. Look, you've had pre-season, you've seen the team. Every manager at this top level should be able to hit the ground running. We've seen it before. What? Tuchel came in mid-season. What did he do?
He won the Champions League.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Got us in an FA Cup final.
Yeah.
The following season, but for injuries and the team sabotaging itself, would have gone out to win the league, right? So managers should hit the ground running, and I think fans are absolutely in their right to ask that. Don't come and tell us you are steadying the boots. Hit the ground running and get us results.
Yeah, I get that. But what goes against all of these managers is, right, they're now trying to sort of get their systems in place with the tools that they have, right? They're trying to get their own DNA across. And it varies, right? It varies with clubs, it varies with the kind of players you go and meet. It's not that simple.
It's a good manager's forte, the fact that you can work with what you have.
I mean, you can work with it, but some of them...
this guy...
So, I think with Tuchel's...
At wing back.
So, I think with Tuchel's bit,
and not
right?
just him. We've seen other managers.
I think with Tuchel's bit, I feel what worked for him was he came to meet the set of players that he needed at that point to translate what he wanted. And it works like magic when your ideologies, your style, everything fits, right? It works like magic. Now, what I believe that Arsenal have over all of the other teams is that they still have the same manager. The manager has inculcated a certain style, which now translates throughout the team, and they understand the style. And he has gone on to sort of make additions.
Who, Maresca?
No, I'm talking about Arteta, not Maresca.
Oh, Arteta, the haram football.
That is what gives him the advantage over everybody, right? Everybody. He literally has the head start.
They will, yes. So that's a fair point. But he will be challenged greatly because Iraola at Liverpool, Maresca at City, Xabi Alonso at...
Iraola is taking a bigger job than what he's used to. So he has to settle into that.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm mentioning the managers who are having to now rally together, but they've got pre-season. Granted, Arsenal has a head start, you can knock them off.
Yes.
But I mean, fair. It's fair in the analysis to say that look, it's Arsenal's to lose this league season, and that's fair analysis. I always tell people when outside of here we will do agenda, but once you're here, you've got to be factual and speak to the facts. But sport is brought to us by
Goldfields. They have been powering the WAFCON, the Black Queens, the Black Stars, and now the Black Challenge as well, as they also prepare for their major competitions.
Absolutely. Bill Eshun with the very latest from the world of sport, and as always, sports here on the 3FM Sunrise is brought to you by Goldfields Ghana.